whole experience was amazing. It changed my life. Did it change yours?
Absolutely.
I know it changed our students' lives. The whole thing it's just mind-blowing.
This group was really thoughtful and really focused throughout.
Structurally speaking, I would just say that they're groomed for success. So we've been sort of paying a lot of attention to the fact that they have a really good attitude about art. That comes back to the art teachers. And also, that's not just the art teachers, that's the entire school.
When Michael throws the bag of tape down, you feel that explosion of excitement and you're ready to hit the ground running. It's such a well thought out, well developed process, and the energy that they bring in,
Palpable.
It is. And as far as the evolution of the project goes, to see students problem solving and drawing and mapping out overall imagery the first day is one thing, but to have the luxury, which we're so fortunate that our schedule and approval allowed, to have that second day. They came in with the detail, and so it created a very powerful amount of tension in the work. So you saw these big swooping lines, and then students the second day getting to scale down and work on minute details, and that contrast is what made the work so strong. That was a huge part of why it was so successful. And so I think the process worked beautifully in terms of 2 days. And Michael said in institutional settings, they don't always have the luxury of the second day. So we feel really fortunate that RISCA gave us permission and funding to be able to do that.
The Johnston High School mission statement, in partnership with the parents and the community, is to promote the academic, social, physical, and psychological well-being of each student. Together we will create an institution responsive to the needs of an ever-changing society by offering rigorous and dynamic programs which challenge all students to achieve high standards, become lifelong learners, and lead self-fulfilling, productive lives. How nice that we had the community, the art community come, and we start thinking about taking the academics here and tucking into the problem solving and the social atmosphere. But also the physical and psychological well-being of each student is participating in that larger community, you know, like truly, and cleaning up our tape so we don't trip over it, and standing on chairs and spotting one another. Together we will create, just those words. We have created, you know, together. We can talk about art as an ever-changing society, this gentleman's philosophical views, you know, political views, all of those ideas. Every student expectation of Johnston High School is achieved in just the tape art.
Driving into school today through the windows, I could see the students and faculty alike pointing to the work, smiles on their faces that you could see from the parking lot below. Students and teachers reaching out to say how much they want to take part in it, how enthusiastic they are in terms of seeing it develop and walking into a class and seeing minimal amounts of line and then coming out and find whole worlds created. You know, really, the whimsy doesn't seem to be lost on anyone.
It's always nice when you have kids exposed to other things other than the four walls of their classroom.
I can't get over how the kids are so proud of themselves. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've noticed, is that they want to show me which part that they did. They wanted to tell me how they accomplished it. And I think that the other children's reactions to them is equally as beautiful, that everybody's being so respectful.
I think it invigorates the whole school. I think it generates a certain amount of respect for the school itself. I think overall it's been a very positive experience where it kind of makes me want to put some science stuff outside of my door, because I think it's really cool. I love combining the arts with all of the main subjects.
It's doing exactly what we've been trying to do, weaving the departments together. All through art, they can see the correlation between the disciplines. And so I think that it's clicked. They see it with their literature, they see it all over the walls. There's the science right around the corner. There's the ocean right outside my door. I wish we could keep it up longer.
But seeing how readily the kids take to it and how well they facilitate that instruction, but also get outside people to come in to help. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for our kids to learn and to grow, and they're showing it in many ways here. I'm excited every day coming in, finding more and more. I'm not sure what they have up their sleeves next.
So what's tape art? It goes down this very long list where drawing ends up sort of near the bottom. So at the top you have it's storytelling. Okay, so you're dealing with sort of with the construction of narrative, and that is done verbally. Like so it is about the exchange of communication and creating verbal contracts. And then the act of getting the story out into the public is really an act of theater. And we're dealing with it on a one-to-one scale. And that's the instructions I'll give people. I'll be like, just think about this as a stage. What would you demand appears on that stage? Okay, I want 3 elephants to come in from the right here, and there'll be 4 monkeys over here, and they're going to meet at the middle and play poker. But you start to visualize it as something that's real. And theater, of course, gives us an opportunity to imagine things through the medium of people. So by encouraging people to draw life-size, we're actually to just do a mirror or reflection of self. So you're dealing with the stage at that point. And then you've got the people who take the tape and they're now dealing with it as sculpture. And so you start to deal with sculpture and you start to deal with it as architecture. So the sense of spatial intelligence kicks in really fast, again because of scale. So you're asking them to relay onto the wall their sort of natural sense of what the world looks like proportionally. And then there's this strong kinetic component, which is the physical aspect of making, standing and pushing tape onto the walls and moving your arms and being dancerly, if you will, with your environment.
And with your neighbors.
And with your neighbors. Yeah. You're out of your head at that point. And so in regards to the neighbors, it's an incredibly social medium. You may end up making a great drawing by yourself, and there were some examples of people who did that, but really the social connection, I think, is critical to the whole process. So without the social part, the drawings lose their value in my mind. It exists well because of its social component.
It's absolutely amazing. I honestly, truly think it's given like a positive feel all around the school, 100%. I mean, you just see everybody walking around the school all day, just talking about how amazing everything is on the walls, you know, and I was specifically talking about this one dragon down in the stairwell, which is just absolutely like amazing.
I realized that I wanted to help somebody else achieve their vision, and that was a very different approach. And so I was part of the dragon downstairs doing the scales, because I realized that so many kids were just, and they said, can you keep that up? Can you keep doing those scales? And she was like, I don't know. So I thought, that's my goal today, is like to be part of something bigger than I can see. That's a beautiful metaphor. That's a beautiful, beautiful metaphor for who am I in this building. And I would like to think of myself as a small part of something much bigger that I can't see. This is because I guess there's a rule that they have to take it down within so many hours or something. So the only place in the entire world that has tape art up, or out, on, you know, that's stuck. The only place that has tape art is Johnston High School in the world. That's the children don't understand that. They don't understand that this is something bigger than them. They don't understand that they're part of something, like you said, globally.
So next year is the 25th anniversary of tape art. And the tape art started as a collaborative drawing experience based on real life events. But what the experience of drawing with other people, where we were able to sort of come up with a verbal understanding of what was going to happen, and then it actually happened, that thrill continues to this day, but it's a lot more complicated. We work fluidly enough that that's what caught the eye of the corporations we work with, is the model of how we work together. And there's not a lot of ego once we hit the walls.
We're making a Rapunzel theme, so down there is going to be her Prince Charming, and then we're having her on the balcony like this, with her hair falling down, and we're gonna wrap it around the column.
Just like some type of buildings like New York City. Right here I'm going to do like some smaller buildings that you would normally see, and maybe some sort of type of skyline, some clouds or something like that. I don't know. Don't have a full thing going on right now, but you know, when the process gets there, it gets there. It'll be some good stuff.
I don't know that we really understood how literally far it would stretch out throughout the school, you know, both literally and figuratively.
So many of us are moved by art, but I can't think of a time when such a large group in terms of the school community could communicate how affected they were by the work. That's the most touching thing I can walk away with. I'm proud of their work. I'm proud, very proud of their bravery in terms of getting right in there, their problem solving, their kindness toward each other, not stepping on toes, but listening. Their listening skills to hear, to see, to stand witness to teenagers really honoring each other's opinions, listening, working through the variety of ideas that came up, and coming up with a solution that really honored everyone's input. You can't ask for more than that.
As far as the future tape art goes, we just received we just dumped our little life savings we've got into purchasing 100 boxes of branded tape. So we've actually got our own tape now, you know. But we're hoping that the incredible body of work that we've got, you know, we've got more evidence we know what to do with. That using the internet, we're going to be able to sort of get the message across. And invest in ourselves in a way that's going to make this accessible to others. And this is the funny mission for us. As public artists, we've been so hell-bent on making our art accessible, but what's interesting is that what people really want is just the tape. They want the tape to be accessible, and that's where we're sort of failing the public at this point. And we are going to be doing that all the time. We're trying. We've got the tape in the studio. We look at it every day. There it is. Gotta get rid of it.
Gotta sell it.
Just sell that tape somehow.
Yep.
It's just crazy to just think what these people could do with this stuff right here. Tape, like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's nuts.
Let's see, here we go. Has anybody ever done this?
No.
This is a new dimension in film. This is 3D, yo. Booyah.